ndal ak dimbale ab laay mbay
alnal badi malam neena jëli sus
dama ne ba olof di wax naan loxo kajoor dafa weesandoo li ya taxoon ñu ko wax ñi nga xamante ne ñooy ndaanaani Gambie yi ñoom lañ bëgg a gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiwal ndaanaan du fi jeex jëm leen nag jàppale ndaanaan yi réew mi lii kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juróom benn muy on the 26 of September juróomi waxtu yee ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi biir Gambie ànd nag ak Gambia Talents Promotion ñoo leen a indil programme bii nii ci njàppandal ak dimbale ab laay mbay ma nekk Sweden yan ndaanaan ñoo cee nekk Jali Maxtaar Jeng mi nga xamante ne ñëpp xam nañ ko ci wàlli xalam Faya Ngom mi nga xamante ne ci wàlli baat bu neex ba ñëpp xam nañ ko Jali Neene Suusoo Ami Soose ca wàlli ngoya Ami Caam Jali Ansu ca wàlli balafon dama ni ñii ñëpp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jàppale leen mbaam gàttan nag waaye ci jur gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamante ni corona gi ne na salaamaaleykum ba léegi liggéeyu ñu ngi toog te amuñ xëy kon lii moo tax ñuy leen a indil programme bi muy virtual fundraising programme di amee online ñu ngi cee oo nag képp koo xamante ne Gambian nga pour nga jàpp ci lii di ci oo garmi ñeeg gor ñeeg géer ñi ñëpp ñu ngi leen ci oo ñu ngi cee oo Fatou Menga Mboro ca Nottingham di ci oo Yakomba Koy Taala ca London ñu ngi cee oo Asi Camara ca Sweden di ci oo Aida Ndiaye mu Daado Sila di ci oo Aysatu Haydara mu Moro Balde ca Manchester oo ci Hadi Konte Sweden oo ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci oo Mami Jeen Ndour America ñu ngi cee oo Aida Malik Mbay ca Leicester kon yéen ñëpp ñu ngi leen a oo programme bi seen programme la
laba dawdala ñin tembe na kaliyaje ñamen dorong du laba fari mola bake ning alion ko ma jal balo na mi rewe kering bi keto lungol tu mi yalon ko musol fintita jamal fintita ka tandi la ni ku yal mu yatina musol jama ka fa janji wulola ani fana ni wuluta fana jamal bi jele ka faale wole batandi bake wole yatina tol mu yalon ko tol musolti e ko fay sa findi la kol tandi ani yela ni ku yatandi ka tandi government la wala ka tandi mola ay tella batata badame right now teng fele adulata mun kata centrezes balati ni bataman tamo kela nanata na Matchpass ninka na jiba ba kala nyame Gambian Talents TV alnal badi malan kadi toure
viewers, we are right now at Westfield. This is the St. Teresa's upper basic school. We are here right now to join the rest of the Gambian women and men currently present here today to have a Matchpass on the current issue of the women lives, Gambian women lives matters. As we all know, we have recently been having claims of complaints that Gambian women are dying when it comes to labor, when it comes to giving on childbirth. So today here, we are here to cover the event which is absolutely going on right now. As you can see, a lot of people are turning up to come and grace this occasion with the rest of Gambians today. Ñu ngi nii fii nii right now si Westfield boori Alliance Franco St. Teresa's gis nañ na nag suñ jigéen ñi nag pare nañ pour march pour ñu dem towards any locations boo xam ne foofu la ñoo dalal gis nañ ne nag ñu ngi bind seen baana si Aïssatou Singate Charity Foundation mu fi gis nañ nag peaceful protest nag mu fi gis nañ Mbakea Foundation in collaboration with Gambian Women Lives Matters tam ñooñu ñu ngi fii nii dinaa bàyyi sama naataango mi nekk kat yi rek mu wax leen si kàllaama Mandinka lu fi nekk di happen right now.
Aïssata baraka bake mbadingol kaliyaje nyamen sainteng diring yela kafol bendi ifele ibina Matchpass ni start la badulal to mi an ko Westfield te barangalon taman bita futal dulato mun keta Ariens Franco te kaliyaje nyamen ñina musolte mu yalon ko ay ka Gambian Women's Life Matters bari ko wala mu yalon ko foy sa kele yaje ko ay abanno la nyamen bari musol jamal bi je janji ka wulu ay ka banne wala nita da foy wulu ay bukana balu koteke o keta koti mu yalan kay mu sol ni yoku ya bake wala yatina bi lu ngoy tal traita ka finde ka tandi mola ital babatari nyame anim fanan ay balole dambangole nyame ka je ko ay bada da kulal
and we are going to fight for this. Are we ready to do this? Yes. Are we ready to do this? Yes. Let's remember the social distance. In as much as we want to do this, let's know that COVID-19 is real. Let's protect ourselves. Let's protect everybody here. So please and please and please and please, let's be together. Let's stick together. Let's speak together, and let's make sure that our voices are heard. Let's make sure today be a turning point for this country. Let's make sure today be a turning point for our women and for everybody who is in this country. So are we ready to do this?
Yes.
Tima, so can you lead us with a song or whatsoever we must start tonight?
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters. Women's life matters.
Women's life matters. We need better in our health system.
We need better in our health system.
We need improvement in our health system.
Women's life matters.
Our women deserve better.
No woman should die while giving life to another.
No woman should die in labor.
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 Women's life matters.
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters.
Women's life matters. No women's life matters. Women's life matters. No woman should die in labor.
No women should die in labor.
No woman is
Mbadingol mbokk yi rek comme noonu la nekk di ko gisee right now suñ jigéen yi Gambian jigéen yi Gambian góor yi nag génn na si nañ fii nii ñu ngi nii nag towards Alliance Franco di dem towards Careva Avenue te ñu ngi dégg ñu ne women's life matters women's life matters loolu lañ nekk di waxee ni gis nañ tamit ne suñ mbokk yi mun nañ gis nañ tamit suñ jigéen yi yu bari waaye andi ñoom kenn because am nañ ay police officers right now ñoo xam ne ñoom ñoo responsible pour wàllum securities bi
dita bake la bake bi albaji kane nim police ol banyo kanjanne muli alon ko ay no walel basilo kanjang akatandi ko ay telde ay sela kuwal tande muli alon ko wala fintinde alba muy kanne ay ba kumol foka mun kata Gambian Women's Life Matters ñinon ko te muy alon ko wala tel fintinde bi kaaje ko ñine beto pour sa fintinde ya long mu ne ba kering anim fanan musol fanan sela nyanto soto kaaje ko be sa wuluno kayro kono ila fitala nyamen ay saje itel tafala de ye dingol to koma Yusufa
abaraka bake kadi yekko momem fo wala sabatita wala to nyaata fanan kadi a jakalo warta bake ne ajibe nyin kar sabatambe la musome yalon ko katu tingto akasiya bakele a jakalo warta mulbe nyoy nyinin kala is it that doctor la do ko lombang fodu musole fan baka no staka nyama bang fodu muneketa bar ngajele so wen kar fatambla musome yalon kar ratingto asiyata bulonin singtele ay kiliro ke gamen ko la benin banko kanye fo banko e bantala wadali lo kamala wala na nyin demonstration e tandi pour que la condamne bala ay tandi pour que la dissatisfaction e tandi banko mo la kay tandi la ko musola niyo katu tinto nyamin danyanta kala lale bawo ni ajibe banko dol kan nyin hanaka kije bara man siya maka komin na banko kan nyame yo sante moje ma ben healthcare system wolon na jata kenda bunda moje ma be bulo chodi kan jela la école yake yo bari bajale ni demonstration o keta tumando e telephone men na ngani ko mi be wala achieve la the end of the day butung mbinawo jelala bar ko mi ngafo nyamenda jahalo warta nyin karfu la tambila muso be lan kadra tung to kadi asiata bakela wadali lo kamala bi ngaje fintita kela bay kontane bala ay tandi nga muson nin kewle bereje be kay safo dun sulamantu manko ko mi yaji nyamendro musol be siarne kewle farambe siarne ya muti fele kay tandi la ko aldamalte mfana bulol ba kalne andu nalbe nyin kelal fo up to the last dot kadi
Yusufa o muto nyalati katuniaji be bimol fintita le sainte mol jamal le fintita ka tandi mumbe telto atani jamano la ani sa ndorom bataman tama nyinela kata niyata fo jandi badanna damen aisato
aisata baraka bage wala kumo to nyaata ko mi ngafo nyamendron nakuma folo kono nko e manke sinya foloti andi kamem fo to nyala nga docteur le engage le manke kilinta manke folati bare kanyina fo je ko kumo me yala ka kabu jama bul ko men public kono manke to nyaate ko mi itali kala do ko ka nyamale yo ba nemul fana nyin ngay safay ko docteur le bu kala do ko ka nyama wata sa aisatu jumala be right side jumala fana manta right side yala moma wolon butu membi je don ala be londal bar bu ni tara social media ka tara faari jele tep e ba folo ko tal loptano tole no sol safay ko muru soko ne le tingmansi ngaw complain no soto le Aisha manke kilinta manke fulati aussi ata bakele so blame robe karafulo bella mol karafulo bele blame dol fana ka fala ko muso dol fana bije fana fekata no feka no stakele ba e ka regular no single fa jende be wulule ba fana molana ka muso jata kenda ma ko ele aka dina no fana ma ko ele yo bar jama fana kay bulo ciode na jata kenda maral bundala fana na ko min wala bu kela do ko ka nyama ida joran la mantere bulu wala hana tar joran mantere bulu bar mol men fana katre je man sabaro soto o be keta kumati me yalon ko aisato akabona mol bulu wodalilo kam lambe badin la hakilo bulande kan ko dron albe gamen talents tv le jibe kanten andu molbe matchpass la matchpass musolle organize kela kontane bale ay tandi nyin kari sabatambe la musul mele alon ko niokatu tingto manam nibe wulu kay niokatu je wodalilo kamala mol felenting mbe karaba avenue silo kan katiling alien silo la jang ngaji le jambe farne tep musul fintitale birimba mal sistal dininke ba sulamantu manko aisa asete fana nga security je la police ngaji le be mol ni motol tema e fanal bela doko ke ka nyama ka je ko ye mol tanka e nyanta ke la demonstration ke nyama ya ka nyama ngame na nyunom banko de miala ko laftaje la Aisha
I'm just for me to nyati nyine democracy di andi niaje because at the end of the day if intite be protest ke ka femme ma momi lipa kadi lolu neex na ci xol way tamit rek comme liñ ko defé faral lu nek dañu buddi am ay interviews certain interviews ñu la ci nit yi tamit sen xalaat ci walum luñ gisé protest bi ak Matchpass bi ni because at the end of the day wax nañ ñu bari ne mbadingol kaliya moy nyami rek iba fukanno ko musomang deserve to fa nanata labor no woman deserves to die in labor sai teng beje kana ibole chant kay ibole foka we have viewers, we are right now at Alliance Franco marching towards Kairaba Avenue going, and as you all can hear them saying, chanting, no woman should die in labor. It means that no woman deserves to die in labor. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Turbi.
Farmata Diallo.
Farmata Diallo te ñëw ne ñu fekkal fi yow lo fi def.
Tay dañ génn ci tay ñun ñëpp ñun jigéen yi pour wara dooleel suñ morom yi jigéen yi parce que ñun ñëpp jigéen lañ benn jigéen suñ ko laalee rek laal nañ jigéen ñi ñëpp loolu moo ñu fi indi tey.
Farmata Diallo tamit dañ dee faral di gis ne recently ay dee yu am si wàllum léebo bari na torop so yow loo foog ne loolu lan la jural si jigéeni Gambia
loolu mu ñoo jural lu metti lu tax jigéen yi war a ñàkk seen bakkan suñoo wasin pour lan loolu war na am jigéen soo biiree 9 months yaa ngi ñaan yàlla pour jur sa doom nga toog nga yar sa doom ba mbaane ko nga seetaan ko muy dunda di mag léegi yow yaa ngi wasin nga dee foofu noonu léegi kan moo laa téye sa doom yi ku laa téye sa doom yi kenn soo loolu dafa metti torop dafa war a jeex biir Gambia te dafa jeex tamit.
yow Matchpass bi ni ban impact la moo def si Gambia bi ak si government bi in general.
government bi bu ko gisee yaramam dina daw mu xam ne jigéen a ko jur ñuy liggéey si government bi dinañ xam ne jigéen a leen jur te ay jigéen ñu fa te ñoom tam ñaanuñ yàlla ñuy wasin jigéen yuy liggéey si government bi ñu wasin ñàkk seen bakkan ku leen di téye seen doom yi kenn kon dafa métti kon government bi dañ war a génn si ñu jàppale jigéen yi ñu utal leen lopitaan boo xam ne mboolem jigéen bu biir foofu ngay dem ngay jël sa ay péngu loo war a def yëpp nga def ko ba nga wasin foofu ak jaama nga mun a amee sa doom yi ñun ngente sa doom yi nga mun a amee sa doom bi nga yee sa doom yi bañ mag ñun su fekkoon ne ñun suñ time loolu la woon ñun tey duñ juddu woon kon tey duñ ci suñ yaay yi dinañ fekk dee nañ léegi lu tax jamono bi mu war a am dafa war a jeex dafa war a doy te dina jeex.
nit yi tam wax nañ ne most of the time soo gisee dee ñu ngi bari it's because of the negligence of our nurses or amuñ required equipment yi nga xam ne mun naa dimbale jigéen ñi pour ñu jur seen doom yi yow loo foog si loolu.
noo si Gambia dafa am noo si Gambia yoo xam ne dama gis na ñooñu amuñ yërëmaande naka la jigéen di biiree di dem lopitaan nga bañ koo tekkiyaa pour lan xanaa yow doo jigéen nga ba pare ngay saaga jigéen boobu noonu loolu dafa war a jeex te dafa war a doy ñun jigéen ñi Gambie dañ war a génne si ñu fight li ndamu jeex si Gambie li musutoon a am su amee kon dañ ko war a daga mu jeex jigéen ñi sonn nañ 9 months nga war a biir ba pare nga dem lopitaan biir boobu tax nga des si yow sa doom bi dunda kuy takkiyaa sa doom bi wala nga dee nga àndaa sa doom bi sa jëkkër lu moo wax naxar la moo dëkkee kon loolu dafa métti kon dafa war a jeex te dina jeex tey la moo jeex sa tey la moo jeex.
man lii dama ko yaaga oote du tey parce que lii dafa bugg a ëppal loxo fu mu nekk nii lu ñoo wax enough is enough fa lañ toll because dellu garaaw si mariage la am lii dafa nekk di happen man du ma ne non si la oo du ma ne whatever man dama wax ne comme lay government bi la. because government bi suñu amee enough materials ba pare ñu jox nit ñi ñu select competent people ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a nekk si lopitaan bi foog naa medical malpractice yu nekk di am nii yëpp du am pour dem wasine abroad but how about those who don't have that chance so loolu moo tax man ma génn tey dama leen gis yéen a ngi romba si office bi rek ma génn si la print li fi nii yëpp ma ne nañ leen génn because it's a call of concern jigéen yaa ngi dee di bàyyi seen doom yu ndaw yi xale yaa ngi joomi si biir kër yi ñu ngi gëstu duñ gis seen yaay yi dafa daw yaram daa ngi dégg dafa daw yaram te xale soo ko xañee yaayam rek xañ nga ko aadinaam because yaay lu mun a muñal xale kenn mënut ko yaa ngi dégg du ma dee bëgg a wax lii lu bari because su ma ko dee wax suma xol bi daf dee fees soo fii rek laa mun a em yaa ngi dégg waaye nag government bi nañ ñu bàyyi xel bu baax ñu xam ne yaay moo yore réew parce que mooy jur kilifa ëllëg ñoom ñii nekk foofu noonu leen tey ay jigéen ñoo leen jur su leen jigéen juru toon suñ deewoon buñ leen seen yaay yi doon wasin ñu dee ni kon tey fuñ aaga nii duñ fa aaga kon lii nekkut loo xam ne gars yi dañ ko war a négligent it's a call of concern ñoom ñëpp dañ si war a jóg ñu taxaw si to make sure that this thing stop and it stop right away tey nag moo nekk di final lifin pour ñu wax ko at enough is enough we not gonna condone it again fu mu nekk nii jigéen yi ses nañ yaa ngi dégg musuma attend Matchpass waaye tey dama attend because lii dafa important ñun ñëpp la laal ku si sa mag deewut sa yaay dee na wala sa raka wala sa cousin wala laal na famille bi yëpp la laal soo ñëpp victimes nañ soo nañu government bi dimbale ñu seet naka la ñoo réformer xam nga système bi ba nga xam ne li fi naka tudda sa léebo bi bépp jigéen bu fa dem doo tiit pour sa life so loolu rek laa amoon pour wax jërëjëf
min yenaati jambi
mba folamol be assalamu alaikum nana kungo janga mu kairo leti anin tenkungo wala e wulinde because na banko kan sang ani ku ya warata bake fondinke la damale ka bang lebo abe mu problem kilingo leti yela problem olem ambalance problem o ndum fondinke wal damale ka bang andu wal fana ma disa pour ya bawodulanta wanyama so mune mun talla wulioti bi pour careless mimbe na l'hôpital bundalto na health careless mimbe je pour aya bondi yelo kataral mabori lebo ema labolto yana ya foye ko yelo tijang mo su konama mo ya lon ko hani mo mi ya lon ko abe sasari ni wo fota yelo la katara nyamen sako musu konama so akole ata bakele so nyimi ya mira kari kilingo kono mo tan sabani feng o woni ku ya warata bakele so puru woye dang minitata wala wato la sita weldo bari mini kanana ya tra ye wol teke ya bake puru ila life Kenya la so mbafla mo be assalamu alaikum mini fana mbije kono be la alama ale la dunol nyimajinde kayro kono musukana kala mata sakoke thank you very much
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're all gathered here today for one purpose, which is for our voices to be heard. This being the reason is why Mbama Care Foundation partners with Gambia Women Lives Matters to raise awareness of maternal mortality. It's rather unfortunate that we've lost a lot of women from this cause. This has claimed the lives of our mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, neighbors. Very unfortunate. 60% or more of women who die during delivery is based on postpartum hemorrhage, also called PPH. This is when a woman has heavy bleeding after giving birth. It's serious but rare condition. It usually happens within 1 day of giving birth, but it can happen up to 12 weeks after having a baby. About 1 to 5 in 100 women who have a baby, 1 to 5% have PPH, which is postpartum hemorrhage. I'm gonna give you guys a story now, because I am sure all of us here at some point have a relative who lost her life from childbirth. This is quite unfortunate. Gambia has voted for this. This has been happening forever, and I think it's time to stop. Is it time to stop? Yes. We are angry. Yes. Women are dying, which should not happen. Women are our mothers, our sisters, our friends. This should not happen. If we lost our women, who is going to vote for these politicians? If we lost our friends, our sisters, they give back to children who these politicians believe will vote for them for their selfish purpose. Why should a human being, woman, die from giving life? Why? There are so many factors that could be reversed. Why do we have a health care system in the Gambia if it will not save women? What have we voted for? Why do we need leaders in our countries? This has to stop. Gambian women are tired, our life matters, and we want to make sure this reoccurrence of maternal mortality should stop. We know nature has its course. People will die every day regardless. But it should not be a norm. It should not be a lifestyle, like a vibe, like something that is normal for women to get pregnant and die. If this keeps on happening, then what's the point? We shouldn't get married. We should stay in our homes and chill. This needs to stop. And our government needs to understand that women are tired. We are sick and tired from dying. There's another factor that causes maternal mortality, which is antepartum hemorrhage, APH, defined as bleeding from or into the genital tract occurring 24 plus 0 weeks of pregnancy and prior to birth of the baby. The most important causes of APH are placenta previa or placental abruption, although these are not the most common. Another leading factor is hypertension in pregnancy, which may lead to fits and loss of consciousness, also a cause of maternal mortality. But I would also want us to understand, at this point, this is not a blaming game. We all have responsibilities as Gambians. We all have responsibilities if we want to make a change and drastically reduce maternal mortality rate in Gambia. Our husbands, we urge you all, guys, we urge you all to get involved in every step of the pregnancy. Jamono yoy dafa passé su jigen biire nga bay ko mom kenn mu dem l'hôpital. Biir bobu yow yak ko tek. In as much as we are going to talk to the government, I would also like to talk to our brothers. Accompany your wife to antenatal care. Accompany your wife to antenatal care. Help with house chores. Dimbale len sen jabar yi ci kër yi. Jigéen yi tamit dinañ wax ak yéen. Plan your pregnancies. Pregnancy is not a joke. It's not something you sit at home and just grab like a candy. You should have preconception care. This helps the doctor to know about your health and your genetic history to know if you are fit to get pregnant. We all think it's normal to just get pregnant, but let me give you an example. Do you think you can save a fish in a freezer that's not working? Obviously, it's gonna get rot. So we need to prepare our bodies. We need to make sure we are prepared mentally, emotionally. We need to know if we are strong. your health should be strong enough to bring another life. The most important part is our healthcare sector. Our government need to equip facilities with standard equipment. Treat every case on time. Refer every complication as soon as possible. There are so many examples. Like I've been hearing jigen dem si lopitan ñu nan ko sa time jotangut. O nga dem si lopitan ñu la treat like I don't know, what's the point? Then su ne loolu la kon jigen yi tok sen kër yi ñu wasin fofu comme what we used to do back in the days. If we have a healthcare system, it's for you guys to treat us like babies because we need you guys. And another important thing is transport system in place for referrals. I think the government should come up with a solution to have readily available ambulances in every community where emergencies will be treated accordingly and as soon as possible. Imagine having a woman in labor around 12 a.m. or late odd hours and don't have a transport to get them to the hospital and find themselves heavily bleeding. Most of the cases that causes maternal mortality is excessive bleeding. Gambians, let us love one another and support each other. Let us be donating blood. We should be donating blood. Blood should be in the blood banks. At this point, I would like for us to take a moment of silence for the national anthem.
It is an open secret that the young expected mothers in recent weeks and months continue losing their lives in the Gambia during pregnancy and childbirth, while many others suffer lifetime maternal associated health complications. This plus many other reasons prompted the formation of the Gambia Women's Life Matters movement to call on the attention of the government, but most importantly, the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare of the Gambia. We appreciate the massive support afforded to the National Women's Life Matters movement within and outside the Gambia, especially those concerned Gambian men and women who have been championing the cause from inception. We also acknowledge the immense support of Mama Care Foundation, James, render to the initiative in all forms. We also thank our partners such as Binta Skincare Plus and African Supermart, and also Aisha Singate Foundation. Once again, thank you all for coming. Let's continue abiding by the ground rules during the course of this program. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
We would now have a testimony from one of the victims of Gambia's maternal health system.
Good morning. My name is Ismaila Fadera. It's rather very unfortunate to give speech on behalf of Gambia Women Lives Matters and Bama Foundation. Just last week, I lost an auntie who was only 5 months pregnant. It was so unfortunate that that our mothers have to go through this. But then it all has to go down to the system that we are all advocating for. Because we have lots of private clinics in the country, but how many of them meet the requirements? This question has to go down to the government. Why should you issue out a license to a private institution or a health institution? At the end of the day, if they have a problem, they will do a referral to the main health center, that is Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So it is rather unfortunate, and people like us are very weak. I don't know whether I am going to get married because I cannot afford to lose my wife in delivery. Thank you.
Now, coming to Gambia because of the coronavirus, this is the first time I stay here for 1 year. What I see is very depressing and very sad. At first, I would like to pray for the pregnant women that are here. Have a sound mind. So nyanes aksa family dafa powerful. Lu dara du len molan dara. Yalla na len dimbale son and wosin. Yana len yalla dimbale ngen wosin ngen smile. Now I like to get to the topic of the ambulance that really bothered me. I couldn't sleep. To say that a woman died in the hospital in the ambulance, and she's already given birth to twins. They transfer her from one hospital to another, and they refuse her. That's medical negligence. This can make the hospital who neglect her to be closed. If it was in London, they can sue the hospital. So I'm begging you that this should not happen at all, because our ambulance men can't just sit down in the ambulance and drive. With all due respect, they should have paramedic experience to be able to know what to do with the patient. And they should not move the patient really without, a full medical history. So legi lima len di ñaan moy suñ president bi and everything. This is not happening in Senegal. Why should Gambia be like this? Di góor ñi dimbaleen seen jigéen ñi su ñooy matu di wasin ngeen nekk fa. When I was having my son, he couldn't breathe. He didn't cry. My husband was able to follow the nurse everywhere. I don't know what they done to him, and he was fine. I want a sister or somebody to go there. And not just that. The health service that are employing private clinic. If the private clinic is killing, I'm not saying killing, if the private clinic is causing people to die all the time, they should really go and find out. The government should go and find out and do a research whether this doctor has a certificate. Don't just let anybody come to our country and say that they're going to open a private clinic. Some of them you do know how many people they caught up in London that was practicing without having medical certificate, that they can buy a certificate. Our lives are in your hands and in the hands of God. So really, I'm begging the president to really hire people from London. If Saudi Arabia can hire me from London to go to Saudi Arabia and work in the hospital, Gambia as well can hire some nurses and doctors and bring the diaspora here to teach our people so that they can teach our generation. This shouldn't happen. This should not be happening. What about the rural areas? We're talking about all this. What about the rural areas? Are we not going to look into that as well? Really, I'm really, I think that we should really have this meeting, this gathering all the time until something is done. This can't be happening. When you have a baby, you should be rejoicing and be happy. It shouldn't be happening at all. So that's all I have to say. Please, let's try and get the government to dish out some money. They have it. And train our people. Gambia is a blessed country. So yen ni birati mang len di ñaanal ne di ngeen wasina jama. Just have a positive mind. Okay? Thank you.
Lafta min fola bi rek wolom be bama ke atentola mbaling cham anadingo Matida Bojang. So I think we should all draw inspiration from these women. Matida she's a teenager, and she came to the Gambia to do a study tour. And when she visited the hospital, she was not happy with the conditions. She was doing a research. She lives in the United States, where you have the best healthcare system. But when she went home, she was worried about what she saw. And she decided to set up the Mama Care Foundation with the support of her mom. And they started helping the needy by distributing rice and others. But at this point, when we started seeing people dying at the hospital, she decided to raise awareness about this campaign. And that's why we are all here today. But today I wanted to share, I'm not the person who speaks in public all the time. But yes, be lafta story min share walam This is a story about a very good friend of mine. I'm sure if all of you have been following Kirfat, you would have seen this. A friend of mine, a very rich guy, who could afford to take his wife. Asala muso samano loptan to babulu. Kata kodo babule, adarajo babulu, asoto fengo babulu. Ala muso konomata, I think it was 6 to 7 months. And kono fulandingo lebala. And muso nyintata, a Roman routine check la at the clinic. It's a private clinic. I think right now your clinic go nyim fongosorone. Ala muso tata clinic to just a normal check. Ikai ko ile yelo lejita, mbe yelo la fale. Wo yele la fadula, no so nata. Amala kaito fongo jube. Aya pengo la miyalon ko musola ulu tarian. A woman who was 7 months pregnant. Aya pengo la miyalon ko akamusola ulu tarian ni. Tingo kumasitama at 7 months. Muso was in pain. A koleata, a batata. Yeboro sifa be diala muso be batare. But at the end of the day, he told me like every other Gambian, private clinic so like a mall market. But sometimes that's why I always say, I am one person who goes to the hospital because ni lataleko ba ñu loptan ni momo jahal te kata won. Oto muna namita private clinic. So ñu muso ñu mbel private clinic oto yalla ndije for days. But kabra aduta iko nga rostu ba ju clinic. Futata ba ñu loptan oto damin drong wol ko ñin tingo mo talabe aw fay wulu drong. At 7 months, fulandingol, a boy and a girl. Muso bije tingo malo amanta me banjul loptan for 2 days. The 3rd day, muso uluta fulandingol kambandingol ni sugudiro. But at this point, ndolma mira dindingol la balwola because she bleeded to death. I went to the hospital and I saw this woman. I came up searing ayala muso muta singol kang. Ntele multa kata loptano to kayelo nyini. This is something that I went to the Army headquarters, Army PRO. I went to thank them, Mr. Sanya, Major Sanya. They had to help me to get people from the Army, donate blood. The RVTA did everything they could, but literally, we lost the woman after a few hours. Loptano, Dr. Obelenat, at that point I said, oh, maybe because in television, they wanted to set exam, but I knew they wanted to save her. Fenti je emam minati kanyu muso safe, but watu alert taleno. Yellow was not readily available at the hospital, but if flanyang ofanang muso batatalenu private clinic or to janaka after RVT. Most of the time, this is what we do. Ngata private clinic 5 kolea ngata after RVT. Muso nyim fata. Ndolbo kumbola flanding killing of fata 2 days after. Mbewo kumbola 1 week after flanding killing of anam fata. This man lost his wife of 25 years and he also lost 2 of his children. So this is not a joke. And the reason why this is so personal to me is, I think I have not spoken openly about this. I am a woman struggling with infertility. I am 40 years old and I have not had a child of my own. And I have been struggling to have a child. And sometimes women like me, who are struggling to have children. And at this point, you know, okay, I live in Gambia. Yeah. What is going to happen to me if I have that child? Am I going to make it? So you are in between choosing, am I going to struggle to continue to have this child, or I'm just going to give up? This should not be a feeling for any woman. I don't want to feel this way. I want to have my own child, and I know I will have, but I'm not going to let any health facility to stop that. So I think it's about time we all fight. This is not political. This is not tribal. This is not ethnicity. This is about our lives. And I want to thank all of you here. I want to thank Honorable Maifati. It's important we have high-profile people here. I want to thank Honorable Maifati for coming to support this initiative. I want to thank Mrs. Mama Kande, she's also here, for supporting this initiative. These are leaders who are here to support us, and we appreciate their presence. And I want to thank my friend Maling and the Mama Care Foundation for spearheading this initiative. There's no difference. We can all come out anytime, any day, and fight for the rights of women. It shouldn't be about competition. This is about bettering our lives. And I thank you all. Thank you very much.
There should be a warning to the health sector for the negligence, because I lose my wife giving birth to the baby, and the baby died, she died as well. It's not acceptable. It shouldn't be do anything like that, shouldn't be in our hospitals. So the government need to look very seriously into this, because women and the children are our future for tomorrow. So all I want to say to all you people, thank you for coming here, and thank you for the support you gave to the victims.
Thank you very much.
Kumbadi Gambian Kolu, while Condona Momo Itoni Condola and Menu Be Mabita Jam. Nada Nimbengo Menajam, and Dolke Ol Menu Balcon, Manaka Musul Fasa, Nadam Fangol Fasa, Ghost in the Membelorin, Mediam Olantamu victim led. Adun diamant telon jang. I just want to share my story. Menketa na lafta ko wala fo. Nimbadi mol be atala ngalo membe kere. Then muso na be fudu kang 10 years 3 days. Alela 4 child nga wala soto. Alela the fourth one aniyo to the world. I'm not blaming anyone. But memu problem with the first child up to the last child. I'm always with her bedside during labor. Nabe tingo kono, ntele nakatara la rondo. My first incident was in Birkama. And no send me out. No so konga findindi na muso be tingo kono nka inta findila. Akonya wandi muso lelbe nka inta na muso la after. Nga this is 10 years ago. Sanjitang koma. Na songa daje management na de special room di molla. Na dunda je fawuluta. Na second one also the same thing. Okay, but not difficulties experience second one also. Because Timoya Batandi, yen refers Canifing Hospital. Brother Canifing Hospital, the cover C-section killer. Material mansono. Yen refer Banyul. Gambia doctor ol mbafula ko. Doctor Kendall be Gambia le menye do ko no. Nurse Kendall be Gambia le menye do ko no. Même Gambia le problème modi walanko man jorang soto member do ko kala kabirin daf dada banjul ni namuso. This is 7 years ago. I have a good doctor there me alonko I see section ning avoid la ale famo beke pour namuso e wuluno and alhamdulillah wuluta kabirin tara la nos kaydo kundu first nos o me ala kaydo je a jako nyin doctor Karing. I can even say the name Dr. Mbou. Wala ya aten akon na muso ko ita batata ñin docteur o na muso aten o mari batata. So that doctor, thank you very much. Wol si fal be siar in Gambia le but doku jorana mantara care in Gambia. Not that one or the same thing, alhamdulillah. But nga problem was the fourth one already. Na muso dingo banta akono kono kabirim Friday. Atranta that trek la. Every day I will call her 3-4 times. Nga ko last call sudo akonya ko bimu men tadingo mamam kono ngay ko atray sama somanda juno yata leptano do nda fomba bola jan sama mbeta do leptano sudo la fa nyanta tala bor ko fi wa kering amantano 5 o'clock somanda e wulte dara leptano do jointe kan around 12:30 1 o'clock mafa kabring Saturday ya confirm ko adingo banta kono Saturday wula rombeje ye induce labor diala ama wulu no fosuto dimaso fanay si kabirin somanda ama wulu no wularo ama wulu tilbula ama wulu fosuto la ya operate dindo men banda mo kono tilisaba ndata jang query that several times ikonya mol menu kanaja emergency lam wolye how to say it iko oxygen la dundi woltam emergency la alin so demanding nim pareta wol bala ngana opet is understanding wo mo mem fana kalobe life and death iso tankano men garawta yo follow wala mem man garaw ya flanja wala okay kabiriyo fana ke fana ya dindi mo nyim bondi suto ay more than 48 hours ke leptano dol bari nga men koros je we have better health personals very good ones. But we have also very bad ones because musota tarla tingo kono ita ka time odi wala ka for every 4 hours lamba karla check la wala every 2 hours lamba karla check la. I'm speaking from the experience kanyim mem fojang nyala lam ndala muso kono nya nani akono nya teje nana mallo ala tungto nyame tili saba akatara lebo every wulwo tili fula saba and nadun dal lebo ntele na katara je fa e wulu alhamdulillah all my 4 kids nana man kara anana ma wulum koma adu anana man ta left down on fonga budget. I will spend the night with her by her bedside fa e wulu. So I'm talking from the experience and the man tara mo blame kamfana. What I'm blaming is, I'm not blaming our health personnels. I'm blaming the system. The system is so bad. We are very ill-equipped. Doku jorang mantare bulo kono. Ngam for example, nanyu muso la nyin la opero ba opera la. Bagaso do fana man soto. Ndim fulan jang bagaso man soto. Din sabanya, din nani jang fane nyanta ka oper bagaso man soto. Fa ba din doctor lo tata ka bagaso nyin nang kana ka oper. So mbe Mansakunda danna to cut the story short. Mbe Mansakunda danna. Mbe danna yaga alaye. Wallahi yamul makoy. Ngo momo ya jabe falale. Adu momo ni la wato si de tambino la wala. Bari fa dol beje. Amanka ko mbe pisal kanne. Fa dol beje wallahi wal nyanda ka prevent. Mbe story kilim fana falale. This is just 2 weeks mbalale. Mbari muso dingo. Amama ringo sasata abe leptano do anita blood la
alnal badi malam neena jëli sus
dama ne ba olof di wax naan loxo Kajoor dafa weesandoo li ya taxoon ñu ko wax ñi nga xamantene ñooy ndaanaani Gambie yi ñoom lañ bëgg a gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiwal ndaanaan du fi jeex jéem leen nag jàppale ndaanaan yi réew mi lii kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juróom benn muy on the 26 of September juróomi waxtu yee ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi biir Gambie ànd nag ak Gambia Talents Promotion ñoo leen a indil programme bii nii ci njàppandal ak dimbale Ablaye Mbaye ma nekk Sweden yan ndaanaan ñoo cee nekk Jali Maxtaar Jeng mi nga xamante ne ñëpp xam nañ ko ci wàlli xalam Faya Ngom mi nga xamante ne ci wàlli baat bu neex ba ñëpp xam nañ ko Jali Neene Suusoo Ami Soose ca wàlli ngoyaan Ami Thiam Jali Ansu ca wàlli balafon dama ne ñii ñëpp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jàppale leen mbaam gàttan nag waaye ci jur gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamante ni corona gi ne na salaamaaleykum ba léegi liggéeyu ñu ngi toog te amuñ xëy kon lii moo tax ñuy leen a indil programme bi muy virtual fundraising programme di amee online ñu ngi cee oo nag képp koo xamante ne Gambian nga pour nga jàpp ci lii di ci oo garmi ñeeg gor ñeeg géer ñi ñëpp ñu ngi leen ci oo ñu ngi cee oo Fatou Menga Mboro ca Nottingham di ci oo Yakomba Koy Taala ca London ñu ngi cee oo Asi Camara ca Sweden di ci oo Aida Ndiaye mu Daado Sila di ci oo Aysatu Haydara mu Moro Balde ca Manchester oo ci Hadi Konte Sweden oo ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci oo Mami Jeen Ndour America ñu ngi cee oo Aida Malik Mbay ca Leicester kon yéen ñëpp ñu ngi leen a oo programme bi seen programme la